All right, so if anybody finishes early, this is something that you can do. I have created several hand-eye coordination sheets, and what this does is it helps you practice having your hand and your eyes coordinate with each other with your brain. You could do this with a pencil, you could do this with a marker. I'm just going to do this with a pencil so you can kind of see how it goes. What you want to do is you want to copy the information that's in the upper square into the square below it, as close as you can possibly get it. You know, you want to try to capture the size and placement of the object that you see. So for example, with this one, I don't want to just draw a circle anywhere. I want to try to draw the exact same circle that I see in the square above. So I want to try to make it the exact same size and shape, and it takes time and goes slow to try to do exactly what you see. The same length of line, the same placement, the same curve that you see. Take your time. And also you can spend time looking back and forth from the top one to the lower one. Instead of just looking at the one that you're drawing, try to spend some time looking at the one above you as well. Start where you think that it should start. Make that line about as long as you think it should make. Make the next line about where you think it should be made, and just keep going. And there are lots of sheets, and some of them can get even more difficult. Most of these ones, the objects on this page, none of them really touch the edges, but these ones, some of them kind of interact with the edges. So for this one, you might say, okay, now where does this line start? It starts about halfway, so I can make a line halfway, dividing it in half vertically. I can make another line dividing it in half horizontally. Okay, now I see there's 2 dots that I have to copy. So I do those, and I just kind of keep going on. Every little thing that I notice, I try to copy, and they get more difficult as they go further on the page. And I have other ones that, you know, get progressively more and more challenging for some of the older students. Those first 2 I mostly have set aside for first and second, but I have some of these for third and fourth as well. So these ones here, same thing, you know, you might have to think to yourself, where's the thing that I want to start with? I would probably start with any straight line. So for this one, I have kind of a straight line that looks like it starts here and sort of ends here. So I might do that first. What's the thing that makes the most sense to copy next? Well, probably that circle in the middle. So I'll draw that little circle that I see. And you can always erase if you make a mistake, if you're using a pencil. Now I've got these kind of U-shapes. One of the U-shapes is longer than the other. I'm going to start with the U-shape that I see on the top. Okay, and then I'll make the U-shape, the smaller U-shape that I see on the bottom, right? And then I think to myself, what's the next most logical thing to draw next? Probably those little, that little ellipse and that little dot that I see. Then I might do the 2 straight lines, and I notice where they end. I notice they end right about there. Okay, and I might do the straight lines on the other side, but then I might also copy the curves that they turn into. They turn into those curves, don't they? I might do those next, right? And then before I know it, I have my little finished design. It didn't turn out exactly like the one above it, but it's pretty close. Same with this one. I would probably start with those straight lines in the middle, and then kind of connect the ends there. Do the other connecting straight lines, the dots and the corners. This one I might start with kind of this big curve that starts in the corner, and I might make the little mark where I think it would end, make that curve, start with that straight line, and then the curve, the other 3 lines and the dot. So you just kind of keep going, and it's really a great exercise for getting your hand and your eye and your brain all talking together really nicely. So there's lots and lots of designs to do. This is a really, really fun, quiet exercise that kind of gets your brain working and your hands working, and it's a really fun way to pass the time if you have spare time in art class. All right, have a wonderful day. I miss you all, and I'll see you next time.